Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. Those in this gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a second part to the lesson that I started. Wasn't able to finish it. Pretty busy day, pretty eventful day. Had a lot of things going on. Had to run a lot of errands, work, train, all this crazy stuff. But Spirit makes time. We continue to do the work because this is what we're proclaiming to do: is do the work and spread the gospel. With that being said, it was titled "The Great Resignation." I briefly went through the article yesterday, going into how people are facing burnout and they're resorting to their own means of income. As far as the gig is concerned, like when you look up gigs are things like Uber Eats, what's the other one, Lyft. Okay, you got another one by you got the Walmart gigs, when you pretty much do your particular services, you deliver your packages, Amazon and so forth, which this guy Biden is basically trying to turn everything into like a corporate business, so to speak. Okay, because he don't want anybody to be self-sustained or self-efficient, because for the simple fact, when he let out the CBDC, which would eventually lead to the MOTB, they want to have a count of everybody's records, okay, everybody's transactions. They want to know every dollar, every dime you spend, if you owe taxes, if you owe child support. They want to know these things because this is the way that they can deduct it from you and they can oppress you, which will lead to ultimate chaos, man. Okay, because people, they are literally living paycheck to paycheck, especially when inflation is at all-time high. People, they're getting ready to lose it, man. And that's what the elites want. They want the people to lose it because they want to bring in order out of chaos. Okay, order out of chaos. Okay, which is their whole moniker of bringing in a new world order. Okay, which currently they're setting up right before our faces, man. Okay, but people are so blinded, they're so oblivious. They're not paying attention to the signs. They're not looking at alternative news, okay? Because the mainstream news is not going to tell you shit. They're not going to let you know what's really going on behind the curtains. But, alternative news, like, what's this guy's name? Not Jordan Maxwell, but what's this guy's name? Not Mark Dice. It's the guy that got the Natural News Report. Basically, the guy that wrote this article here, Mike Adams. Basically, he brings out a lot of good information on current events and things that's happening around the world, especially when it comes to economic woes and global economies in different countries and so forth. Like the biggest thing in the news now is this nuclear showdown between the Ukraine and Russia. Okay, but prior to that, you had the bombing or the sabotaging of Nord Stream 1 and 2. Okay, which has totally cut Germany out of that particular energy subsidiary. Okay, because that was set up to supply Germany and Western Europe with efficient fuel for the winter coming months. And now we're in the fall season and things are getting ready to cool down, so to speak. So people are going to lose it, man, regardless. And you got this devil, this Edomite, that's right in the midst of all of hell, as usual. Okay, so I believe where I left off at, I could just kind of read over again. It says the report noted that productivity is down 4.1%, okay, on an annualized basis. It says the biggest decline in worker productivity since the government started keeping track of this statistic in 1948, which is a pivotal year. You know about the 1948ers, then you know what we're talking about. But it says worker productivity never experienced massive decreases like this until now. Okay, right, because shortly after the Great Depression, World War II commenced, and after World War II was over with, then America was pretty much at its peak. The economy recovered, everything was pretty much back to normal. And through the winning of the war, like they stated that when war is prominent and blood is in the streets, that's when the bankers profit. Like all wars are bankers' wars. You know what I mean? But and it says here, Pollack talked about or noted that other factors are likely contributing to the drop of productivity, but she is certain that burnout, frustration, and ennui are significant parts of it, right? And people are burnt out. This is why people are leaving their jobs at an all-time high. Okay, like I was talking to a coworker today. They was like, well, look, man, I ain't coming in on a weekend. It was like my last job. I only worked 3 days a week, you know. And she was like, I got a life, I got things. I can't do laundry. I can't do X, Y, and Z, because, hey, it's a short staffing, okay? These companies are appearing to hire, but they're not really hiring nobody for real, okay? So the labor force has been cut damn near in half, okay? And it's going to continue to be cut because people are going to walk away. People are going to be frustrated. They're going to be overworked. It's to the point that supervisors and managers not even care about what their employees do. You come in late. As long as you come to work, that's all they care about. You do a half-ass job, that's all you care. That's all they care about. Versus 3-4 years ago, they would have fired you for being a minute late. But they don't have that type of power over the people because people are ultimately, they're tired, they're burnt out. Okay, they want a different, they want a different way of life. Okay, people want to enjoy their lives, but we're at the end, so things are getting ready to fall on its face, so to speak. But it says, productivity is the fuel of the economy, she said, and if it continues to decline, well, the U.S. economy will shrink, quality of life will go down, opportunities will dry up, and innovation ideas will go elsewhere. So, hey, man, this place is through, man. Okay, there's no work for Egypt, like the scriptures say. Okay, so let's get the book of Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. Let's start at verses 3. Matter of fact, the first verse is good. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, okay, while the evil days come not, because the scriptures say, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Okay, while you have access to this information, this truth, it's best to get it while you can get it, because sooner than later, this word is not going to be readily accessible to the masses of the people, because it's what they call a famine of the word, okay, which the word is not going to be going out as it once did. Okay, if you notice, Esau Edom, he's cutting videos, he's taking down channels. Even our live stream last night, this devil, man, he basically cut the sound in mid-feed. I think we went at least 30 minutes without sound and didn't even realize it because we didn't check the feed. We wasn't expecting it. But there's a prime example on what can happen at short notice, just like that. All right? But it says here, why the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, right? Meaning when you get older. Okay, because ultimately when you get old, man, you docile, you don't want to do shit, you grouchy. You don't want to be bothered with people. But it says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, which goes into basically like the good times, man, okay, and also the wisdom and understanding. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, okay, which goes into your optimist. Your time of looking forward to the future is pretty much null and void, okay, because people, man, they realizing that inflation, the cost of living, the food, okay, like back in 1994, man, you was able to get fucking 30 pounds of chicken wings for probably 40, 50 bucks. Now, a pound of chicken wings cost your ass down to 200 bucks, man. Get Wonder Bread for 99 cents, getting gas for 99 cents a gallon. Now in California, gas is down to $7, man. Okay? So we're in an evil day. And it says here, and the door should be shut in the streets, and when the sound of the grinding is low, he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music should be brought low, right? And how they're gonna rise up in the morning to do violence. Because when you got that package of oodles and noodles that your neighbor ain't got, he's gonna come knocking at your door for your food, man. He's gonna come for you, okay? Because he's gonna be without, and you're gonna be with. So therefore, it's gonna come to the down to the survival of the fittest. It's gonna be a war against the have and the have-nots, okay? Like we always stated, that's gonna be the new way, okay? Because you're not gonna have grocery stores that's gonna be readily accessible, because all the sabotaging of these processing plants, that's to do away with the food coming in and out of the city, because the scriptures say that he that is left in the city, roughly paraphrasing, should die of famine. You see, so this is all being staged to bring about an orchestrated famine. And you people that's in the city, you're gonna die first, okay? Because hey, they're gonna starve you out and they're gonna barricade you in, because you're gonna have the martial law troops that's surrounding the city, so you're not gonna be able to go to particular suburbs and get your goods and farms and so forth, because they're gonna have the interstates and stuff blocked off. Okay, so you in a city, you pretty much a done deal. Unless the Lord is dealing with you, you out of here. All right. And it says, and the daughters of music should be brought low, and all these rappers are getting killed, dropping dead. And it says here, and when they should be, it says, and when they should be afraid of that which is high, and fear should be in the way, the almond tree should flourish, and the grasshopper should be a bird, and the desire shall fail, because men goeth to longest home, and the mourners go about the streets, man. Okay, right? And they're going about the streets to look for goods, to look for food, to look for people to fucking kidnap, okay? And people are just gonna take their frustration out on each other, because who else they gonna take it out on? You know? So it's getting ready to get real bad out here, brothers, man, okay? And I think I brought this precept out in the last lesson, but I'm gonna bring it out again. All right, so this is the book of Genesis 47 and 13, because remember the Most High gave Pharaoh a dream of the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of lean flesh, 7 years of plenty and then the 7 years of famine, which the 7 years of famine made the 7 years of plenty look like it never existed. And that famine is going to be here worse in today's time. It's going to be worse than this time. You see, the famine of biblical times, or in the time of Egypt, is going to make today's famine is going to make this look like child's play, man. Okay, and you people, you don't believe what we're saying, but this is going to happen, man. Okay, and it's going to happen in our lifetime. They're talking about it right now. What you got to do is have an ear to hear and pay attention. But just because you blatantly turn your eye or turn your ear away from this and to not see it and to not hear it, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. You know, it says, and there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of famine. Okay, and that's coming from the economic collapse. It says, and Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money fell in the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came into Joseph and said, give us bread. It says, for why should we die in thy presence? It says, for the money felleth. Okay, so we in them times, bros, you know. But anyway, I want to end it there. Giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And with that, shalom and blah, blah, blah.